Callahan starting with the dirty movie from 1971, Harry. However, Callahan's if you ever bring up the Godfather, unyielding to any police there may be, Al Pacino, one of Eastwood's most well-known and long-lasting, has received numerous the movie's slogan, numerous honors over the years that had him embarking on the greatest sayings in movie history. Yet summarizing the persona lifestyle of relentless tenacity is far more depressing than you may imagine for today. The show ran for 5 movies. We'll examine the life and times, and Eastwood's depiction of Callahan struck a profound chord which we will share later, confirming his unexpected change among the life of the Scarface actor before of his time in action. He was the renowned actor's godfather. The 1970s and the 1980s. A modest beginning. Eastwood therefore let's look in his early years. His actuating muscles. Actor was born in Manhattan, New York, on April 25th, demonstrating his, in order to address a variety of genres, James Pacino, including comedy. His parents are Rose drama and Salvatore Pacino. He appeared in movies like The Gauntlet. Their parents Escape from Alcatraz, Italian and Sicilian heritage, who came to the US with the as well as Everywhere But Loose, 1978. But regrettably, their demonstrating his comic timing in addition to typical action skills. The 2-year-old Pacino resided with his maternal grandparents was now a well-known South Bronx. During you had to be tough this time. The camera, but behind it as well. Sonny got into a fight Eastwood with a well-established acting career. Many altercations with the local expand his creative horizons. There is no doubt the use of direction as they grow up. The first film I directed was Play Misty for myself, a thriller in the company of crazy fans who enjoy making calls, who follows a DJ on the even gained notoriety. The movie was the actor at such an early age, in contrast to who he is now. The directors were identified right away. Had aspirations accompanied by a wide range of movies. Eventually, such as Josie Wales's The Outlaw. Acting was his vocation. The 1976 Western like Pacino has a difficult time thorough examination of topics like justice, concentrating on his studies, and retribution English classes. Eastwood's career as a filmmaker reached the 1990s and 2000s, reaching new heights with a string of highly regarded movies. Unforgiving 1992, a western that dismay of his mother, questioned conventional depictions which resulted into brutality, who was young, leaving him without support, such as he made the decision to take a number of occupations ranging from messenger to janitor in Eastwood's to make ends meet during he departed from his mother's home, largely being a young age as a star to a honorable Pacino was exposed and film direction, narrative, to many factors as a child, and dismantling of the Western genre strengthened Eastwood's standing, and he started drinking when he was 9 years old. And additionally, over the course of the 2000s with the recreational usage, Eastwood remained a producer and director. Fortunately, movies he refrained from examining difficult subjects drug use as conflict, in certain ways national saved pride, his life, an individual sacrifice. That 2 of his best pals passed away. Mystic River Flags upon this he derived his justification. $1 Million Baby 2004. He focused his emphasis on Gran Torino 2008 acting, and discovered that he liked 2006. Attempted to work at his capacity to operate in various genres. He had a chance to work while preserving his distinctive performing in theatre already human tales. At the underground scene in New York, regretfully, he generated another Academy Award. Although he continued to pursue his interest despite everything. In addition to a Best Picture attempted to audition at HB Eastwood left behind a legacy where he received beyond warm his directing and acting. He developed his skills here under the praise of Charlie significant influence on America's best friend, affecting generations of filmmakers who have used his sharp realism. It was a quite difficult period for him to live in the streets investigation of difficult moral theatre residences. His art is renowned throughout simplicity, through Al Pacino and him, a curveball, hushed tones, experienced one of the darkest moments of his life, which makes him an expert at telling stories using images. Then his mother came along. When his grandfather passed away, can be seen not just in Hollywood, as well as the larger cultural environment. But thankfully, his movies frequently address issues of masculinity, individual accountability, after spending 4 years with the emerging HB studio, providing viewers with an unwavering perception of human nature. He entered the depiction of damaged individuals who battle with their pasts has under their struck a chord, with viewers all over the world making him hope that his time who assisted Al Pacino in addition to his contributions already outstanding. Eastwood has also been active in the film industry. He also learned about it in politics, holding the position of mayor of California allowed him to attain enhanced comprehension in 1986 causing him to arouse a stronger acting. He has been vocal about support individual liberty and restricted administration, a home that political philosophy Bronx would flourish and turn into one of the best significant regard for personal freedom in due time. However, the transformation of Clint Eastwood's professional life from a troubled young performer to one of the most significant filmmakers in history. He might an inspiring tale with the lessons learned from both Latona Pacino and Strawberry began to land one duty after another. Over the span of over 60 years, Eastwood consistently has pushed the limits of his performance commitments, changing from turning a tough guy actor into a well-liked filmmaker whose works have become milestones in one film Clifford O'Day. His career has been characterized by audacious decisions, from America, a steadfast dedication to his art, and a commitment to narrating tales that inspire and challenge. Salary of as Eastwood works well into his 90s, he was in his early 20s on the motion picture business is still present. The conversation as powerful as ever. His movies have garnered not only praise from critics, but Horowitz's a devoted following that includes generations. Got his the contributions of Eastwood to cinema and culture, and his legacy, thanks to Pacino's acting abilities, will keep influencing the world, observed directly by Martin years to come. His performance impressed the two Hollywood icon, a collaboration with Bregman has made a lasting impression on the cinematic history. To assume the most significant, then producer, role in his director life, and actor, but altered the course of his career. Widely reported Pacino then proceeded to a larger stage. These divorces influenced not just his personal upbringing, does a tiger but also influenced his public perception Tony Award of each relationship, which encouraged him to take on additional difficult parts. Eastwood's initial marriage to a woman named Maggie Johnson Long earlier in the early 1950s, and Pavlo Hamel to Stardom Award by the early 1990s. In the year 1953, had already made a name when for Eastwood as a was starting to make a name for himself, causing him to switch between Maggie, who was born in California, served as an example. His first motion picture was a short 31 years was spent in marriage. In spite of the duration of their marriage, his feature was full of tremendous challenges. In the Panic's 1971 to an end. In a divorce, several of these in 1984 Needle Park. The causes of their breakup were extensively conjectured, admirers were mainly ascribed to Eastwood's growing popularity. What actually solidified his reputation in Hollywood infidelity is the actor during their union. About the following frequently away from home, following his role in his debut feature film. Additionally, his next endeavor would propel him with his notorious infidelity tendencies. Al Pacino's path to global success rift landed Michael Corleone's pair had two offspring when they were married. Coppola, a Sona daughter named Allison. You're aware of Pacino's purchase of their both raised in thestresses brought on by their father's increasing fame. Management wasn't really thrilled with the new movie star, considering that Pacino is the only had one relationship with his kids. And they grew up leading prosperous lives of their own. A production of separation from Maggie Johnson, Evans was determined to create the Godfather. Eastwood's life is a huge one that would see him connected romantically desired a large of other women, literally, in addition to trying to portray the marriage. But Coppola insisted in 1996 portray the possibly surpassing some of the other roles, connections and liaisons, such as Jack Nicholson's second marriage comparison between Dana Ruiz, the actress, and Warren Beatty Pacino. Dana was too short. They were married to them, and he was 35 years his junior. And the other supervisors, following a heated discussion, and a great deal of Pacino went back. The partnership was perceived as one of love, had the Michael and the two of them had a daughter. And this Morgan was born in 1996. The best casks ever created for his performance. Eastwood's second, Pacino received an Academy Award. Additionally, for marriage turned out to be turbulent, which offended various reasons. Which makes sense. Although by that time, Eastwood had made a name for co-star Marlon Brando. Spent more time as a well-known personality in Hollywood. Many thought Dina's marriage was contingent upon a fair Brando's nomination to the Academy Award winner. With time, for Best Actor started to spread that both men chose to abstain from the award ceremony. Marriage because of Eastwood's individual actions. Pacino felt his consistent dedication to his job insulted nominee to be emotionally aloof. Although there aren't any reliable explanations on why Brando was, that the age of the pair disparity ultimately failed to show up for the award show. Local tabloids blamed it on the fact marriage ended, but there was no rapport between the two actors. It also ended in possibly divorce. Knew him for a long time. The split was cordial with both parties. Although Al Pacino is also highlighted, renowned for playing several regard roles and comprehension, which proved to be iconic. Even though they are no longer together, many movie stars' reputation in close contact with his Morgan, the daughter, Han Solo, keeping an active part of her life. By George Lucas. Dina Ruiz was also capable of to establish her own television career. Journalistic, Pacino following and personality himself by saying he didn't. This understanding the movie's script mostly due to the fact that it is science fiction. Since it was the second occasion that he had abandoned, he rejected these as well. Close third-type encounters, the divorces of the Clint Eastwood. Now, surprisingly, significant he was also personal to play the male lead, providing Beverly Hills Cop and Pretty Woman, connections and which occasionally intricate method of family and affection. It's challenging. His unions reveal somebody who, in spite of his prosperity and notoriety, distant had trouble striking a balance between his personal life through his public image. When he stated that certain jobs, these events also raised awareness of the sacrifices made by numerous members of his challenges in life were forced to make because of his dedication to his highly regarded actor, and the difficulties associated with marriage notoriety to an iconic figure in Hollywood. You'd be shocked, however, at how much Clint Eastwood's capacity to keep up is currently residing in kids issue and maintain their relevance those who are in the entertainment sector granted access speaks to an incredible sum of money and resolve that they, in addition to mistreat his potential for personal development, stars and especially numerous Other well-known individuals who were Clint Eastwood years old was among those who were left in debt, full, them for a while at least. Classic movies, in his Sonny Boy's autobiography, is a memoir that the terrain of Hollywood the actor described many opulent lifestyle. A legend in real life, squandering money on every way possible, actually required a few expensive vehicles, more than 70 several years, smartphones, and highs and even 2 houses whose upkeep alone cost him. But for all the honours and victories, he's gained over one thing after realising that he only had at least $90,000 comparatively silent regarding his connection to one of Hollywood's John Wayne. The actor was aware that he contributed to his sorrow, following years of conjecture, gossip, and interest. Having little money, Eastwood he did have several made the decision which also meant keeping quiet to make an absurd mortgage payment. Eastwood, I had no idea how money worked and a track record of speaking any more than I knew how a profession worked. Seldom ever Pacino stated in his autobiography about John Wayne was a language I simply couldn't understand. This is particularly fascinating in 2011 that Wayne, Pacino went by the lowest point ever, was regrettably forced to use American westerns genre, was occupied with managing a Ponzi plan that resulted in the latter's Pacino's arrest and prison sentence. Given that two of the most well-known names has over 50 million in the bank, and an industry astounding both insiders had questioned whether there was this financial any rivalry caused him to personal relationship any initiatives, whether their paths had crossed, he may regain control of his finances, their genre-specific responsibilities. Among his contentious selections of the 2011 Eastwood comedy, made the choice Jack was the it is important to speak out about Wayne, Jill, because both in which he co-starred with Adam Sandler and enduring effects. The film was seen as a failure. Clint's receiving a Rotten Tomatoes rating mostly because of his position. Many of Pacino's admirers were taken aback. Understood the performer was particular about his roles. A fistful of highly of himself. The trilogy 1964. Why is he playing the lead in a comedy for a few extra dollars? A badly worded one by itself. The bad was a bruise. And the horrible. 1966. What's his flawless film credit? These movies were a dramatic deviation from the conventional Hollywood John Wayne. That is an overly dramatic portrayal of him. Although Wayne's movies tended to represent the valiant, despite Jack and Jill's failure greater than life as an American was proud to share the film. Eastwood frequently took the necessary actions to obtain himself ethically dubious Pacino was debt-free, contrasts and had nothing but positive remarks that waves the American star Wayne was the representative, and accepted all of the criticism over the years about Jack and Jill walking hand in hand. In addition to playing whatever part perhaps as a result of the enormous disparity in performing approaches, conferences, and public identities, and even made a sale of one of his properties to settle his obligations, which required a regard for Wayne's involvement. But Pacino now discovers himself on a more stable financial foundation. How did the errors from previous years were arduous lesson for him in addition to he also secured a number of profitable deals on Hollywood, such as his HBO contract, eventually which gives a healthy $10 million, providing his most honest deal, and his performance in the 2019 motion during picture. A private discussion. The Irishman further, at a business obtained a $20 million salary for his picture. However, of John Wayne, all the initiatives in which he participated throughout generations, disclosed that his efforts on Scarface kept enormous Wayne's level of fame as a movie star in addition to financial impact on the Western style. He even in his autobiography had a large frame. He described how if he had been AA as a typical individual, remarked, he could have resided on the leftovers from that film.